Yeah, PHiSH is back. What's up, Kev? Welcome
Oh,
to
I feel like I
Sub
need a
Party.
parasol.
Every time, I love that music though. It actually gets me fired up. I'm all excited. I was starting to get tired, these late night shows, but I love that music. I
Damn
thought tonight
Central
was a
Time.
great tour opener, man. As far as tour openers go, I think it was a really solid way to start the fall tour. I'm digging it. What do you think overall?
I thought that the song choice was 75% there for me personally, but I got something to say about that a little later. But yeah, well executed. They sounded like they hadn't missed a beat from the Saturday night at Dick's. It's almost like that Sunday show never happened.
Yeah, well, good. That's the way to do it. Let's go right into the first set. I think we break it down and kind of as we get into it, we can talk big themes. But I thought Julius was an interesting choice. It's not the one I would have thought of. I don't think I would have ever picked this out of like 100 choices. Don't think I would have picked Julius as an opener, but I liked it in that spot. I felt like it kind of set the stage well. It was safe. It's a song that they can execute pretty easily, and I think they nailed it. And it kind of set the night up.
I like it. It's a great opener. I feel like Julius is one of those songs that wherever you put it, it's going to do what it does. As an opener, it works. Set closer, it works. You throw it in as an encore, it works.
Yeah, and he didn't fuck with the vocals too much. That's the thing that's been hurting Julius the most as of late. But and what the vocals actually we could start to touch on. I think Maize is when it really got bad. But Trey's voice was a little rough tonight. A little hurting a little bit there. But
right then, Back on the Train has been getting a lot of play. Every 4 or 5 shows. They did one at Dick's, I think, the second night.
yeah.
So Trey's into it. It's good in the second spot. We lost the huge second spot jam though. Remember in the beginning of the summer, they were doing, or maybe it
No,
was
the at
MSG.
MSG they started that,
Yeah.
I think.
So we've lost that, but I mean it was
That's all right.
serviceable.
I actually, yeah, I really dug this Back on the Train. I thought it was super tight and a little jammed out. Not full type 2, I don't think, but it got there. It dabbled, right? It got a little bit out of its comfort zone, just enough that I think I really liked it.
Right.
And
And
go
for
ahead.
me it goes to what we had talked about if you play a song all the time, does it continue to get better? Remember the Dead and Company PHiSH thing we were talking about in Setlist? They've been
Yeah.
playing this one a lot, and I think that it benefits from that, from the repetition of it.
I think I might concede that, although I don't think this is really one of those songs that needs to get rehearsed and in their fingers. I think it's a pretty, like, you know what I mean? They know how to play this. I think like a song like Rift or Gaiudi or whatever or It's Ice. They need to play a lot to get it really solid. Back on the Train's just a backbeat, country barn burner type of fun song. But I hear you though, and you know what? They do different things with it, which keeps it fresh.
Right.
I thought the Momas was good with this. We got the Blues Brothers sample going, which was pretty sweet. It's nice to see PHiSH mixing it up a little bit.
This Moma Dance is one of Trey's favorite songs. The Trey band, he does it. PHiSH, he does it. And this one suffers for me from the great ones are incredible, and you expect that. So even when they do a solid one, you're like, it
I'm
was solid.
surprised to see it's listed as 9 minutes because it felt really fucking short. Right? Like it's weird how they're both Back on the Train and Moma are about the same length, but Back on the Train felt like it did something. And maybe it's like what your point, you get so many fantastic Momas that like this one was like it felt like it might be going somewhere and then it was over and it was like, all right, we're done. We're moving
Right.
on.
And
What
they
were
were
you
moved
thinking
on
when we
to
got Axilla 1?
when they started playing it, I was like, is tonight the night we get one back? And I don't think the band likes the lyrics to Axilla II. And we're calling it 1.5 because, like Trey said, you get the best of both worlds. They
Yeah.
tack the two ending onto it, which has happened once or twice before, but I hope that this is how it exists in perpetuity going forward.
I agree. I think it changes my whole perspective, because if you had asked me this morning, like, are you a 1 or 2 of Axilla, I would have gone 2, but only for the ending. I actually agree that 1's body, right, or the beginning of it is definitely the best. So to mix it up like that, I think is fucking cool. And I'm like, now 1.5 is the answer. I hope they do keep it that way.
Yeah.
I'm a little
Let's-
stuck on that, but I hope they do.
Yeah. And there we go. We'll see what happens. Another 9-minute song.
Yeah. Yeah, that's their wheelhouse.
Hmm?
In the first set. That's pretty common, I feel like. They always hit that 8-9 minute mark.
Right.
Maize, man. So this is when we alluded to it earlier with Trey's voice going. I don't know what the hell's going on for night 1 of a tour. Like, hopefully it's not sick. He's not sick. I guess you were saying like what, that he at a festival this past weekend and his voice was going.
That's what people were saying on the Twitter machine.
Man, I hope to God he's not sick. Because that's it. Like you either lose your voice, you get hoarse because like you talk too much, you're singing too much, or you're getting sick. But that's
Well,
not good if it's the first night of a tour.
right. But okay, so you're Trey and you realize this because he was over there pounding bottles of water or tea or whatever he was drinking. Why
Yeah.
are you making some of these song choices then?
Right.
That is stuff that isn't easy to sing. Or why aren't you throwing in a "You Enjoy Myself" for 25 minutes?
Right.
That you only and you can fudge the vocal part at the end,
Right.
kind of thing.
They have so many good instrumentals. There's no need to be pushing that shit like that.
And you got 2 more shows this weekend, then only a day off. I hope he has some tea right now.
Yeah, they're not
some honey.
doing Bob Weir schedule. They're doing still like young guys schedule.
Right.
They got to
So-
space them out. Maybe they got to start considering that.
Right. So did you notice in Maize when Page is doing his organ solo, he
Yeah.
won't look over at Trey.
Because he doesn't want the ripcord.
Right. He knows Trey's gonna pull it into the next section as soon as he looks over. So he's kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna do my solo.
Yeah, Jason, I think it's happened a couple times, the hybrid, but it's definitely not the main thing. Like it's happened before, but
Happened in '95 at the Cap Center, or the whatever bogus name it had, USA Arena.
yeah. I don't know. Did it happen in 22? I don't remember it happening in 22.
I do remember, yes. We talked about it that night.
Could have been. And then after that point was when they switched to just doing 2.
Right.
Right. It was a transition. You're right.
Yes, I do need to save my voice.
I was just going to say your voice is going. Maybe it is an age thing.
It
When
is.
Trey gets as old as you, then,
It's all downhill from there.
It is. I do want to say that Maize, though, also I thought was really clean and up tempo. And I know like that's kind of been the way they've been this tour, but not much beyond that. Like last year and in recent history, Maize has struggled. So I do like to point out how we've had like I think 3 by my count, 3 really solid Mazes in a row. That's really exciting for me. Because that's one that has suffered a lot, I felt like. But
Yeah.
it sounds great now. And then Wolfman's just, it's nice. It's okay. It's a nice groove.
Again, it's it has 2 things for me. It has the moment ants problem because you get some incredible ones and then you get ones that are okay. If it was any other song, you'd be like, wow, they really did something with that. But Wolfman's and some of these other songs coming up, like Destiny Unbound and Light, I don't connect with on any emotional level. So no matter how good it is and how much of the jam is, there's like a disconnect for me with the song.
Yeah, with the Setlist, I agree with. I think the playing tonight was pretty great through this set, but in general, with like these choices, they were very kind of vanilla safe choices, but they were played pretty well. I would say. I think I thought Wolfman's groove was really nice. A nice little jam on it. What was it? 10 minutes? Yeah. So it's not like stretched out, but I thought it was nice. I fucking thought My Soul is fire, just a blazing version of it.
Well,
I mean,
why are you
it's
going to
just a
choose
blues
that?
song, but
Why are you choosing that one, Trey? That's got that blues growl kind of gravelly vocal thing, you know?
I know. This is a good example of what you're talking about, of like pushing it, and then Light in the second set. Like, what are you doing, man?
And
Can't be
now
doing that shit.
Destiny Unbound had a really nice little jam in it. They really
Yeah,
like latched onto something,
yeah, I agree.
you know.
Um, Mike singing though, holy shit.
A lot of people like Destiny Unbound.
Yeah,
I bet you a lot of people walked out of that show tonight. It was their first one, and they were totally psyched about that as anything. That's cool.
yeah, I'm good. I'm glad. I'm happy for people that get that shit.
I
You know,
am. I love that.
that's one of
Love
those
that.
songs that I like when it's jammed out, and like I like it because it's like, adds some interest to the set. But fucking can't stand Mike singing on it. Why do you reach? Why does he write out of his register? He has an okay voice.
Well, he wrote it in 91 too, so his register was probably different back in 91. You know, he's older now and your voice tends to get lower, except unless you're Trey or your voice gets higher. Uh,
Yeah.
so there you go. And then we got the obvious, the Arena Rock classic, Character Zero. I love it. I will take a Character Zero to close the set, especially over a S.A.N.T.O.S. So
Yeah. And this was in the arena, right?
yeah,
In Nashville. Yeah,
Bridgestone.
it was
Yeah.
where the Predators play. That's
Yep.
cool.
20,000. It seats 20,000, but I heard the whole upper deck wasn't really sold out.
Yeah, I love those shows though. I did in 16 I went on the fall tour and they hit Jacksonville and it was an arena and nobody went down there. So it was like the whole upper section with and we had like whole rows to ourselves. It was fucking great. We were dancing, running around, no lines at the beer,
How are
it's
the shows?
there's a really good undermine from that. If you want to go dig in and listen to Jacksonville 16, I think it was. Undermine was great. It was a good show. It's fun. Alpharetta that year was. You know what the problem with that year though? That was the year that what's the album with like Petrichor and was that
Big boat.
Big Boat? That was
Yeah.
the tour that they were marketing that
And it was
album.
the LED tour, wasn't it? This with the screen tour?
I don't remember. That sounds familiar.
I think it was the screen tour from our
Yeah.
conversation the other night about the
Yeah, I think
sphere.
it was. But there was still a lot of good things going on in there.
Yeah.
You want to do the housekeeping?
Yeah, so like, subscribe. If you want, we at Set Break tonight, we did a little members only thing. So there is, if you're on your browser, there's a little button that says join. You join, I think it's $2 a month. You get thank you, SC. You get we'll have that. We're gonna have other different things. We're figuring it out as we go along. So if $2 a month is worth it to you, check that out. Make
You
sure
get
that you
that
like
cool
and subscribe.
badge on your name, just like
Yeah.
SE here.
Make sure that you like and subscribe. We find that only 1 in 4 people subscribe.
Is that
It's not
true?
hard to
Is
do.
that the stats? It's
Yes,
not a
it's
lie,
something
yeah.
like that. 1 out of 5, it's something like that. And if you hit it for us, it really helps us with YouTube's algorithm. So make sure next Wednesday we're doing all after shows through this tour, but the Wednesday after that we'll be back for 9 o'clock for Live.
Yeah.
And Sunday mornings. What's going on Sunday mornings?
Sunday mornings we're gonna do a live stream, 10 o'clock Eastern. I think this week you and I are gonna hang out, maybe Makita if he's around. And it's just kind of like a wake and wook and bake, have some coffee. It's very similar, but you know what it was? We do the live streams on Wednesdays, but then so much shit happens off cycle, and I want to talk about it and hang out. And then the following week, Megan from HF Pod's gonna be on, and so
We had
10 o'clock.
Stub
It's
Me
just another
Down.
time for us to get together.
We had Stub Me Down on last
That was
Sunday,
a
and
good episode. Talk
he
about
went
Ticketmaster.
ranting. He did the rant on Ticketmaster, and we got deep like a half hour. We spent most of the show talking about Ticketmaster. So if you're interested
Yeah.
in the scuzzy background of the music business, check that out.
All right, let's
Hopeless
get into the
Shills,
second
yes.
set.
Yes. That's us.
Yeah, wait. Oh, members too. We're gonna do set break hang tomorrow too, I think. So come back and hang with us.
Maybe T will be there with us.
Yeah, he's gonna be recovered from Disney. I'm gonna drag his ass out.
Right.
All right. This Jibboo, man. Woo. I was not expecting to get that much out of a Jibboo. Honestly, I was digging it a lot. I really thought this was a great way to start the set, and I thought it sounded awesome.
A lot of 99 vibes to it.
Yeah, sounded very good.
I was happy, and the transition into Oblivion was butter. It was beautiful.
Yeah,
He
man, that
really
Oblivion
nailed it.
jam is so good. That this has become. I think I've said that before on the show. This is by far my favorite of the new songs, and honestly, it's kind of surpassing the previous generations too. Like I think this is up in my upper echelon of songs now. It's just it delivers so consistently, and it's such a fun song to listen to. I thought this was another fantastic jam.
Right.
Um, it's a little bit I don't know, not predictable, like, but it was a little bit in
Familiar.
the wheelhouse for it.
Right.
What did you say? How do you call it?
Familiar.
Yeah, very familiar, but that's not a bad thing at all, right? Could live in that bubble for days and just enjoy. I actually am really excited to go back tomorrow and re-listen to it. Maybe
Right.
tonight.
Right. They fully fleshed it out. They found several different spaces that they got to explore, and then they closed it. Really, they've worked on the closings of songs, obviously.
Yeah.
Trey's taken it to heart to give the rest of the band time to catch up with where he is, and they went right back into the chorus of it. Didn't miss a beat.
Yeah. No, it's great. I loved it. Torn and Frayed. Lot of people excited stat wise, kind of a bust out. I forgot that they played at the Gorge though, so it wasn't like a monster bust out, but
Right.
it's not a super high rotation. So
Well,
I think it
but
was kind of cool.
right, they played it at the Gorge because what's his name? Charlie Watts died. This was
Yeah.
just because Trey wanted to play it. So again, he chooses a song that is not exactly easy on your voice.
Well, it was also that it has the line about the nerves of the band having nerves on the first night and stuff, and it was an appropriate song for a tour opener. But yeah, it definitely pushed this whole run here of Torn and Frayed and Light and Fuego. It's like, dude, rest your voice. There's no need for this. But it was cool. I think it's a good cover. It's I don't know. It's a good one to check off, I guess.
Right.
I think if they played it a lot, it would not be my favorite cover, but since it's in low rotation, I like it.
Right. I fear that this tour is going to be that the fourth quarter is going to be every night is going to be where they just don't have it together. And if tonight's any indication, is where we're going. The first three songs knocked it out of the park, solid, best band on the planet. They went into Light, and you began to see a lot of the light peeking through the cracks and the flaws.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I hear you. I thought the Fuego was, I mean, pun intended, but I thought it was really fire. Like it was very up tempo. I thought PHiSH sounded great.
But
Fucking
no
nailed.
flow to it. We stopped after, they stopped and then did Torn and Frayed. Then they stopped and did Light. And instead of Light turning into something else, they did Light. Boom, we stop. We're going to do Fuego. And then
Yeah,
S.A.N.T.O.S,
no,
we're out of here.
right. Okay. I agree with you on that. I think the playing was still really good. I think they sound awesome. I think they were a little sloppy, a little chunky going out of it. I'm not worried about it though. That's gonna be, shaken off by tomorrow night. Um, and they're gonna be playing great. It's a set opener. I mean, they're never the best shows of the tour.
Right.
Right? Like, ideally, this is gonna be the starting point, and everything from here is gonna get much better for the
Right.
tour.
We get a lot of shows, though, that the first 3, 4 songs of the second set are absolute fire. And then
Fourth
it's
quarter
very disjointed.
malfunction.
It's like Trey's like, oh, I only have a half hour. I wanted to do this song. I wanted to do this song. I wanted to.
Yeah, you think that's what it is? It's like
Yeah,
a
I think so.
mentality, like a mental
Yeah.
thing? Yeah, it's
Yeah, I think he
interesting.
plans it out. Maybe he needs someone to write set list for him.
Maybe he should write a set list.
Well, I could write a set list for him. You know me.
Yeah.
Fuego, we got our Vikings, so I was happy. I'm a fan of Fuego. I know it gets some stink eye from people, but
I
because it's
love
just
Fuego.
weird, you know.
I love Fish's linear beats in that are fucking perfect. I really like Fuego a lot. Santos is fine, but it's become too utilitarian. It's too just straight standard. Uh, you know, I don't know. I feel like it's lost something in the last several times. Uh, but that's just me being,
It has been run into the ground, and I think part of the problem with the song is there's nothing there. It's the parable without a story. There's nothing to keep you coming back to
yeah.
it. It's a sing along. It's an arena rock tune, but it isn't as successful as a Character Zero is.
Right, they have better songs that do that job.
Right,
So stop
exactly.
going to Santos.
But they won't be.
No, they're gonna keep doing it, and it's fine. I mean, it's really the minor gripe. I don't have like any major issues with it. It's just kind of like,
Should have
okay, we got a
busted out.
Santos.
Should have busted out the Ghost.
Yeah,
That would have been fun. And then we maybe wouldn't have gotten a 3-song encore, but
put Antelope at the end of the first set, and then do something just more like tongue in cheek or fun in the encore. Do like Rocky Top in the encore.
right, where's
That'd
that
be
rock?
great.
Hasn't seen it in 4.0. Ain't seen hide nor hair.
Yeah. No, I know, Skunky. I feel like the shoulda, coulda, woulda is rewriting the set list is not the best way to do a Fish review, right? Like we're talking about what they did do, not that we were disappointed in what they did not doing what we wanted them to do. But that said, stop fucking playing Santos.
All right, bouncing is bouncing. I mean,
Yeah, that's an interesting spot, right? In the encore to start the encore. I feel like that's not a super common placement for it.
I've always found it an interesting song too, in that it has the guitar parts very King Crimson. He did it, but the lyric is total kind of goofy and lighthearted and poppy. It works for me, and it's 3 minutes. People are like, it isn't like, hey, you know what? There was no slow songs tonight.
I like bouncing in the encore, actually. I like it a lot. I bitch about this song occasionally, but it's usually when it's in the middle of a set that's like a really fire set, and it's like, why? Because it just kind of throws the pacing of the set off. And it's not that I don't like the song, it's just the placement's weird. But to start an encore, completely dig it. Jason, it's funny because I called that in the set break hang with the members. I made that same prediction that tomorrow night would be the Rocky Top.
Right. Look, there's no slow songs.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Interesting.
Was
46 days. 46 days compact. After some of the 46 days we've gotten, I like the fact that they didn't throw it out for 15-20 minutes. It was the single version, the radio edit kind of.
Yeah, I was surprised when they went in Antelope after it. I was all discombobulated about what time it was and when the show was over. It felt like that should have been the end of the show. It was a nice bonus to get the third song in the encore.
Well, they always have 4 hours from ticket time, so it said 7:30.
Yeah, I know.
So
I
you
think
had
just
till
because Central
11:30.
Time, it like threw me off.
Well, I set the show wrong tonight because I was doing it on East Coast time.
Wait.
So Antelope.
Hold on. What the fuck is Chris talking about? Fuego's not a that whole like linear beat where it's like it's like really fucking. Go back and listen to that, Chris. Go back and listen to that. I'm gonna pulse that out and write down for tomorrow. I'm gonna come back and let you know what the BPM on that is. There's no way that's slow. Fuck you talking about? Sorry. What were you talking about, Kev?
See you, Skunky. I was Antelope. I'm surprised it was 11 minutes.
Yeah.
It felt like they rushed through it.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole encore they did, but
third time it's been an encore. The Man, Dix, and then tonight. Keeps showing up as an encore.
Good. It's nice. It's a fun way to close the show.
I like it to close the first set.
Better or yeah. I agree. Yeah.
There I go rewriting shit again.
I know. That's why I tune in to hear Kev tell us how he would have done this show.
Call me, Trey. Call me.
Yeah. Well, cool. See you guys tomorrow night.
Make sure you join if you want to come for Separate. Like, subscribe.
See you guys tomorrow. Thanks, everybody.